Okay, so we are getting started here. Let me just make sure up and going. Let's see. All right, there we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Thursday. We are finally hitting the mark of this week of Empowerment Week. It has been an amazing week that I'm just like always super excited about and happy that you all can join us. So, welcome to the Renee Adams Show and Empowerment Week. Just a few housekeeping things before we get started. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment on this broadcast. And also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please inbox me. So, today I have celebrity TV and film hairstylist Tracey Moss, which her story is pretty dynamic. She has a 15-year career with her debut book, Styling by Faith, a celebrity TV and film hairstylist guide to securing a win. Moss is highly sought after, and all the people that she's worked with, like Gabrielle Union, and some of the sets that she's been on, working on film sets like Black Panther and so many others, like amazing work that she has done throughout the years. I'm super excited to have you. I think you are the first stylist that I've actually had on the
Oh,
show.
really? Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Well, I feel honored.
So, and actually, it's been a pretty unique week period. Just
Okay.
having, just different people, but that's always good. It always gives me a good challenge with my interviews and meeting new people. So, welcome to the show,
Thank
Tracy.
you so much for having me. I'm so
And you
excited
do.
to be here today.
Yes, I'm happy to have you. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. We are going to have fun, girl.
Well,
And
good.
I just think that your story just stands out, right? As a hairstylist, not only a hairstylist, but a celebrity TV and film hairstylist, and you've made your mark. And I think it would just be great if we start off with your story on how you became a TV and film hairstylist, celebrity hairstylist.
Well, I would definitely say it's been a journey. It has not been anything that happened
Mhm.
overnight. I started off in Miami, Florida. That's where I'm originally from. And
Okay.
I graduated from high school and I came to Atlanta, Georgia to go to college. I went to Morris Brown College and Clark Atlanta University.
Okay.
And after I finished school, I I always did hair. I always did,
Yeah.
hair. I was doing hair in high school. I was doing a little hair
Mhm.
in high school. I was doing hair in college. And when I finished, I kept hitting entry level positions. And after hitting those positions, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a stab at this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and try to go to hair school and just see what it does. And that's what I did. I entered in hair school, and I have not turned back. So it's been
Absolutely.
it's been
And
a
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it has been a journey for you because what really surprised me is when I saw that you were getting your master's degree?
Uh
You were
huh.
going for your higher ed education at that time, and then you decided that you wanted to try this whole thing out with hair.
Yes.
And
And
basically
that
what you just said. Yeah,
yes,
go
that
ahead.
came about just in school and trying to pay bills and
Yeah.
trying to get jobs and hitting
Mhm.
those, like I said, hitting those entry level position jobs. And I always had a desire for hair from the
Mm,
beginning. So I was like, let me go ahead and follow my passion.
absolutely.
That's what I did. Yes.
So, how has things been for you during this pandemic?
Well, during the pandemic, everything got shut down. Like I
Right.
was on a show. I was working on currently the key hairstylist on Genius. It's on the National Geographic Channel, and it's the Aretha Franklin Genius, and that's starring Cynthia Erivo. So we were in the middle of filming that show, and the pandemic hit, and all productions just completely shut down.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
So we haven't
Wow.
heard from anything. We don't know when we're going to be coming back to work or whatever. But everything just shut down, and I guess they'll contact us and let us know when we're
Right,
returning.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And was that here in Atlanta?
Yes, that was filmed here in
Okay.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when you decided that this was the path you wanted to take, like how much of a scary moment did you actually dwell on about that whole decision?
Well, it wasn't. I had no idea, first of all, that I would end up here. When I first started, music videos was really, really big here in Atlanta. So I
Hmm.
started off doing music videos. I knew that I wanted to do hair, and I knew that I had student loans. So just me being in a salon wasn't like the end all be all. I wanted
Hmm.
to really do hair. So I started off music videos, and then I worked as I was a platform artist and an educator for a couple of companies, and
Wow.
exchange hairstylists overseas, and
Wow.
then I got into TV. Well, I was a partnership owner of a hair salon,
Okay.
so it was. That's why I say it has been since the beginning that I took the step. It's been. I didn't get into started doing TV and film hair until maybe about maybe 10, 12 years after.
Wow. Of going
It
through
was a
all
long,
this.
it wasn't something that just it wasn't an overnight success.
Is that something that you always wanted to do?
TV
Is
and
kind
film.
of yes.
I can't say that that was the my ultimate goal. I just wanted to. Then I was young. I wanted to do everything that was concerning hair, and like I said at the time, music videos was in. So I did about 5 years of any and every video that you could think of during that time. Yes. So I did that, and then TV and film wasn't as popular as it is today. So thank God I got in early when it came to Atlanta, and I've been in it ever since. My first TV and film set was Tyler Perry Meet the Browns House of Pain,
No
and that
way.
was in '08.
So how were they finding you? Or how did these gigs come about for you?
Well, it's all about who you know. It's all about researching. It was for me, it was all about connecting with the proper people. It was just straight networking. They're not reaching out, for you, because it's a pool of people. I'm in the union, and it's a pool of people that's in the union, and they can't hire until that list is exhausted. So
Mm.
so you have to wait your turn, and if you know someone that's doing it, you let them know that you're interested, and if there is a slot available, then they'll call you. The main thing is you just have to be ready when you get the call.
Okay. I like how you said that. And
Yeah.
I think with all of your experience and knowing that you started at such a young age, like your skill set was already built for it. You was already preparing yourself for those opportunities to come about.
And
And a
it
lot,
Go ahead, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead. I'm listening to you. I want to hear your
No,
story.
go ahead. I'm sorry. This is your show. Go ahead.
No, a
What were you
lot of
saying?
times people who are striving to be a hairstylist, they want to become you, and they don't really know how to go about it. But you talked a lot about your highs and lows within your this industry, right? In your book, because you,
Yeah.
you you have a book that's out, and you talked
Um,
about the highs and lows and how you created this career for yourself, which I thought was and it kind of when I read that, it resonated a lot with my career, my field of how I started and where I am. So I was like, oh, I totally get where she's coming from. But I want you to kind of elaborate a little bit on how, if someone has have their sights set on being who you are and what you're doing. Like, what advice would you give them for today? Like, is it easier today than it was
Today, my
before?
advice I would give them is just to make sure you are secure with foundational hair. Just
Mm,
for whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's hair, makeup, um, fashion stylists, just make sure you are secure and confident with the basic. because
Hmm.
as you continue to grow and evolve in the business, everything is going to change. But what's not going to change is that foundation. And for
Mm.
example, is like for instance, like right now, I'm on the Aretha Franklin show. That show is set in the 1940s to
Wow.
the 19, I think it goes up to 1980s. So we're
Yeah.
not doing modern day hair at all. We're
Yeah.
not doing
Doing vintage.
we're doing vintage. We're doing Hollywood glam. We're doing 1940s. So the main thing on this show is you have to know your basic roller setting. You have to know your basic foundation of doing hair, and then once you get to 1960s and 1970s, then as you get instructed on how
Mhm.
to get there or how to do it, you would know at least how to get there. But a lot of times people come in and they're not secure with the basic stuff because they're trying to get to the top.
Yeah, that's so true. So they're missing out on
So
the
they're
foundation.
missing out on the whole idea of what you
Oh,
know and what you've been doing. Is that's the stuff that it's so many people try. They want to do the celebrities and they want to do the bad boy threes and the big movies, but it's so many steps to that. But your
okay.
foundation, your personality,
Yeah,
all that stuff, the stuff that your mom tell you about is the stuff that
right.
land those jobs, not that extra stuff.
I know that's right. I like that. Like you got to keep it simple, but you build off of that. You build off of the foundation, and that's
Right.
kind of that makes sense. Like you just have to kind of build up your skill set from the foundation and create from that mode. So that makes a lot of sense. And also, you were just nominated by Sheen Magazine, which is the ultimate beauty guide for the modern day women,
Yeah.
for Creative Artist of the Year for 2020.
Yes. I am
Yes.
so Sheen Magazine has really, really been good to me ever since they did like a couple of articles for me, and I also did a couple of interviews with them for
Oh,
Bronx Brothers show, like for two years in a row, and it's just been a really, really good relationship that I have with them. So when I found out that I was nominated for Hairstylist of the Year, it just blew me away. I wasn't
yeah,
expecting that at
absolutely.
all. Yeah.
Right. And what does it take to be featured in that light by a magazine such as Sheen Magazine?
I don't even know because pandemic is shut down, so I don't even know what the criteria was. I
Oh,
got
yeah,
an
because I did
email.
notice that.
I got
Uh
an
huh.
email saying that I was nominated for it, and I have
Wow.
no idea what the criteria was. So I was
I
very
want
honored to get that email.
to. So, I mean, because now it's kind of like the voting process in how you rank. But like for them to find you, that was kind of my question of like, how did she get, I know you have that relationship, but I know that they're going to be choosy about who they pick to actually be featured in their magazine too.
And
But
I
I
think
just
I
that's
think
great.
it came from, like I said, me doing interviews with them. I did
Mm.
a couple of interviews with them, and I guess it came from that moment.
From something like that. Okay. And just all of this. I mean, when we talk about your career and, the faith behind you leaving, going to a traditional type school to, continuing on what you knew best, that was powerful in itself, right? And now you come out with the book, Styling by Faith. Could
Yeah.
you talk about that a little bit?
Styling by Faith came about because, and I did a little insert on because people would always ask me how to get into business. People would always say they want me to talk to their niece or their granddaughter or their daughter, or I have someone I would like to talk to you, or can you talk to my nephew? Just trying to get into business. So I decided, someone brought it to my attention to write the book, and the book is just about encouraging and uplifting, people, creatives, anybody that's in the field to get to the next level. So many times, you sit around and you think about it, or money
Mm-hmm.
will allow you to stop doing it, or you don't feel like you have enough experience, or you're not technology savvy, or so many different things prohibit us from moving forth. So I just wrote the book on it's about my steps and my life, on how my journey, and it's just giving tips and strategies to keep going and to get to that goal, to reach that goal. And thus far, it came out in January, and I'm very, very thankful. The book has been doing very, very good.
Oh, good for you.
Mhm.
And so at the time that you decided to go about writing this, like what kind of inspired you to write it?
To write it, young people and older people. The book is so about myself,
Mm-hmm.
and when I say it's about myself, it is my transparency to people.
Okay.
Like, I am you, you are me. I am the young girl who want to be a boss and who want to get. She is me. I am that lady that has been doing working in her job, sitting at the desk for 20 years, who is an expert in her business, but she have a desire to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
I am her. I am that older woman that is about to retire but don't want to sit at home, but she is an expert in her field, and she's been wanting to start her business forever. So it's about my transparency, um, to encourage people that it doesn't matter where you are or what you got going on. If there's a God given talent or something inside of you, you can
Can
do
do
it.
it. I know that's right. Because
Yeah.
when I think about your life and situation and how you said that you did hair for free and you went to school thinking that was going to be your solution to life and your career, like all of those things. I did the same thing, but to end up, I mean, it's great to have the education, but to have just to lean on it and like that be your, like that's my destination, is to lean on this piece of paper and hope that I get land a job. See, that's the thinking that we shouldn't really wrap our
Um,
lives around. And to, get the education, although if it doesn't help, if it doesn't work out for you, and it's just like how
right.
some athletes should be thinking, and some have done, like you'll still, finish school, but you're enjoying this side of this career that you always wanted to do, but you also want to have that on the side because it's going to help you in the long run. You always want to be thinking down the line. So, I mean, so many things that you mentioned, I was like, wow, that was a great excerpt of what she entered into her book and message on how you can do that. You absolutely don't have to depend on school to become this. I mean, especially if you have this feeling inside of you to become this person that you've always wanted to be. Like, I know I can do more than just
It's
sitting on the sideline with these jobs that's paying $10 an hour, or
right.
just that's my whole life.
Right. Especially now with computers and technology, you can get so much information 20 years ago. What took us, 15 years to do is taking now 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
not even that. Because you have all the information at the tip of your finger. So it's it's so out there. It's just, I know from a lot of people, talking to a lot of people, fear is the thing that prohibit us from moving toward a destination and moving out of a comfort zone. And
Yeah.
again, that's a big section in the book, overcoming that fear and strategically moving, to get through it. So that's my whole deal. Like, helping, bringing people along with me along my journey, and encouraging people and lifting people up, and because it's just, we need it. Our community need it,
Oh,
our girls
absolutely.
need it, our men need it. We just need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just knowing your worth. And when we try to, or I just don't like when people just keep thinking about, oh, I'm thinking about doing such and such, or but that's all you ever talk about because you don't know your worth and your value.
Mhm.
and removing that fear, like you said, that's like the, one of the largest components of that whole thing that factors into why we don't move on our goals and our dreams. And really what that ends up being is a lot of resentment and regret, and we're going to
Right.
be bitter against the world because we didn't follow our own path. It's not,
Right.
you may not, you may decide when you're 65, 70, when it's like I can't really do much. It's, you can, but the things that you had thought about then, it could have been a lot bigger, at that time. So, when we think about that, it's about knowing your worth and knowing the gifts that you have inside of you, being able
Right.
to take action on that, no matter what the result may be.
Right.
It's about just having fun, on the destination and the journey, and really
Exactly.
not knowing what's coming up next, what to expect. That's kind of the fun within it. Because if we knew everything that was coming up, we'll be bored and be like, okay, I already know, I'm not even going to do anything.
And that's
you know.
how the title that's how the title of the book came up, Styling by Faith. Because it
Oh,
was a faith walk. I was styling by faith the whole
yeah.
time. And I started off in faith, going to hair school, and every job
Mhm.
landed, and every journey, and every corner turned, and every level conquered. It was all through faith, and that's how I
Yeah,
ended
because
up
you
with that.
weren't listening to everybody around you telling you that you shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't finish school, or you should finish school. I mean, and you just don't know what that career on that end looks like, but you don't know what that looks like either. If I'm finishing
Right,
school,
right,
I'm already I'm already seeing a snippet of what this looked like, and I don't think that I deserve to be in a job that's paying me less than what I feel like I'm worth. So
right.
it was smart for you to get out of it at the time that you did
Yeah.
and started to pursue your dreams, so
Mhm.
that you can actually earn what you know you're worth, and
Mhm.
you could be more creative in that spirit of like I can do this, and then the things that build on top of that, like you said, that you are an entrepreneur, so everything that has built on top of that just makes you just even more powerful in the woman that you are today.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So, like when you're on these big sets, like working for Black Panther, Bad Boys 3, Almost Christmas, Shaft, Hunger Games, like what did you learn? Like what were you learning? Like some of your biggest lessons that you learned when you were on these sets about yourself?
Some of the biggest, well, one of the lessons that I learned, and I always say this, I am a hairstylist and I am a creative. However, everything that I do on set, every hairstyle that is done, it's coming from a higher place.
Mm,
So you cannot take anything personal. You always have to listen. Although, and that's the difference between, having a mindset that you are a boss. You're a boss within yourself. However,
mm,
you always have instructions and directions coming from the top. Like there's somebody that already know what the movie is going to look like. And then you have the costume designer that knows how she wants this particular, section or scene to look like. And then you have a department head in your department that
mm.
knows, because we have to do things according to the character or according to the script. So, coming in, you can't come in just with your own ego. You come
Yeah.
in with a confidence that you can do it, but you have to put your ego aside because it's a collective action. It's a
Mm,
collective, so that was the one thing that I it wasn't all on one person. So sometimes, doing such big movies, you can have anxiety, but it's a total team effort, that was one of the things that I
well, that's really good to know,
yeah,
right? I mean, I
yeah,
wouldn't even have thought about that, but absolutely. And it could be it could feel like when they're like, it almost feel like criticism, like, oh my God, like, am I doing this right?
yeah,
So you
yeah,
really can't go in thinking like that. You really just have to loosen up and hear them out and like just in the initial stage
Yeah.
of what they're looking for. So that way, because you're a professional, you can't just go in and have this ego thinking like I'm gonna do it my way. I'm not gonna listen to them. You
No.
wouldn't be where you are.
You
You wouldn't be
cannot
where
do it
you are.
because you have
Mm,
so many people, like so many directions, and then you can have a style that you have created for that character, and then the person sits in a chair and she's like, I don't want to call a particular name because I don't want to relate it to the story, but you have a celebrity that sits in your chair, and then you show them the style that you and your department head, or you and the costume designer, or you and the producer came up with, and then they're like, I don't
Oh,
want my hair like that, right?
no way. I would think that they had to go with the flow.
No,
Like they,
So it's always a place that you have to keep yourself
wow,
in order
like
for
I'm
you.
doing
Yes,
this. So you have to go back to the drawing board. So how does that process work?
and that's when you come in with your professionalism and try to keep it at a happy medium.
But is
Yeah,
it like even close to the initial model that you were showing them, or
it
is
could
was it
be. It
okay?
could be, and then it
Okay.
could not be. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
total, like, it's a, you have to know. That's when you have to know how to communicate. That's when you know how have to have tough skin. Don't take
Mm.
it personal, and then
Okay.
because you have to get to, because everything else is moving around you. Once you get on set, time is money and money is time. So that's when you have to go in and then use your foundation of what you know on how to communicate with people and talk to people, and
Right.
go from there to get to the goal, because you still, they it's, you cannot allow an actress or an actor to take you too far from
Right.
the direction of where you're going. So you
Right.
got
That
to have,
makes a lot of
and
sense.
another thing is the confidence. You got to have confidence in what you're doing in order for you to achieve the looks.
The looks. Oh my God, that was really good. Oh, so it's a lot of things that we aren't aware of, with with your job and what you're doing. I think because of what you do, I mean, when people come into your salon and say, I'm looking for a style that, is going to make me look a little bit more younger and chic, and I want it to be this, I want it to be that. And you may be thinking in your head, like, what is this woman really saying? So it seemed like to
Mhm.
me that you really know how to get them to show you without being like frustrated, and you can understand the concept of what they're telling you to be able to create that style that they want. Because a lot of people, that's the issue that they have with hairstylists, is that they just don't get what they're describing or what they're looking for. Do you feel like you're really good at that?
I think for in salon, or if you're doing celebrities for red carpet, you're looking for a look, and you're looking for a style, and you're looking for fashion forward. But when you're on the TV and film, you're creating characters. So it's
Mm-hmm.
total
Okay.
different
Totally
attitude,
different.
total different. Yes, we're creating characters. We have to see what the character is, what the scene is, what they're doing in the scene. Because if not, you have to know this. You have to break those scenes down, because at the top of the day, you can make her hair look beautiful and then not realize within that day she's getting out the bed, waking up from that night
Right.
before. So you have
Right.
to know these. So it's a lot of different technicalities that you have
That
to know doing television and film. It's not just coming in
is
and
doing
making
doing it here.
Gabrielle Union or Regina Hall look beautiful. No, we're creating characters.
That is so awesome. I am so glad that we had this conversation because you have brought so much light on the subject of hairstyling in your field. And
Yeah.
it really did bring, so it's not just an easy task of what you go through. It actually took some time to build up that to be able to have the knowledge and expertise that you have.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that was really
It's not an easy
interesting.
task. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. That was really interesting. Really
Oh,
interesting.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how busy you are, but like if you could just tell people where you're located, how they can find you, stuff
Well,
like that.
I'm on Tracey Moss on Facebook, Tracey Moss Hair, on
Okay.
Instagram. Tracey Moss Hair, and and the book Styling by Faith can be found on Amazon.com, Walmart.com, and
Nice.
BarnesandNoble.com.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's a huge achievement. Good
Yeah.
for you. Well, I will definitely get in contact with you to get my hair, let's see. I feel like I would be interested.
It's
I'm
cute.
new
It's
here, so I
super
need a
cute.
hairstyle.
It is super cute, by the way.
Thank you. And I would be your model. By the way, Tracey Moss here in
Okay,
Atlanta.
let's do it.
Okay, so we will work that out. I just want to say thank you so much, Tracy, for being a part of the show and sharing your expertise here on the show. And those of you who are interested in learning more about styling with Faith, please reach out to or just find her on her website or in all the different stores that she has her book in or website, and definitely check that out. And I'll just leave off by saying if you guys want to be on the Renee Adams Show, you can reach out to me and just inbox me if you have a product or service that you have to offer or an inspirational story that you want to share to the folks here on Facebook Live. Please get in contact with me. And thank you so much for joining. And thank you again, Tracy.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're all so welcome.
Okay, have a good one.
Too. Bye.
Bye bye.